it's a really good time to do a contemplation on compassion. And what I see when I look at that is I've actually cried a couple of times today just because I look at the internet and I see so much hate and so much fear. And the thing about compassion is I feel like with a little bit more compassion could be a really good medicine for that fear and hate. I've over these past few years been doing a lot of my own deep work after waking up and having to look, having to have seen all of the darkness of the world that I walked around most of my life not seeing, and that included my own. And inside of that, there was a lot of patterns related to codependency and like self-sacrifice, like putting other people's needs before my own, and it's hard and it's ugly to have to look at that about yourself. But the truth is, like, the other side of that coin, like, people just have no compassion for the other side of that coin, which can be like the narcissistic side of that. And the truth about that is like, I mean, that too is just like, they're just the cards that we laid out for ourselves to play, to overcome. And as I delve deeper into knowing myself through different systems, including the gene keys and human design and astrology, and I see my patterns laid out there, I have Pluto and Libra in the 4th house, and it's just literally what I came to do. It's what I came to overcome. And so you can judge me for it if you want to, but and you can judge also the people that have been on the other side of that, but the truth is we all play all of these parts all of the time. And so if we can just find a little bit of compassion and stop judging each other and understand that these aspects of ourselves are just literally the cards that we dealt ourselves to come here and find our way through, then we have more love for ourselves and more compassion for ourselves, and through that we have more love and compassion for the world. And really, that's like, it's what we need. It's we don't need more hate, more judgment, more fear. We need more compassion. And sometimes compassion, I got caught myself in a loop where, because I can see as a world that we do need more compassion. We do truly, we're not a compassionate bunch. We sometimes can't see past our own noses. So I got caught myself in a circle of feeling like, well, maybe I didn't have enough compassion. And maybe sometimes in my life I didn't have enough compassion for others. But what I also forgot to look at was compassion for myself, compassion for my own needs. And so when you are looking at compassion and contemplating compassion, include yourself in that contemplation. It's not the true gift is not service to others, it's service to all. Service to the all. Not others, not just others. Because really, there are no others. So look deeper, and when you can, go way back and look from really far away. And when you look from really far away, you will find and realize that we're just tiny. And so when we feel so engrossed, then we know we need to get a fresh perspective, and likely one that's from way further back. Try to love each other a little. The 22nd gene key is transiting. I believe right now, and I would highly recommend checking that out. It's a beautiful contemplation. Richard Rudd has on the internet about it. It's a gene key that's very close to my heart. I have it in the sphere of my radiance, and I feel like that it's very much about forgiveness, and very much about compassion, and very much about unconditional love, which is like, I just don't think that people understand what that really is. I feel like we think that, I don't know, we've just become so confused, and a lot of us, I think that we think that attachment is what love is. When it's actually, as far as I can see, it's quite the opposite of what love is. Let them is love. Love is unconditional. Love is loving somebody and yourself exactly as they are, and that doesn't mean that you don't have discernment, or you think that you should be around things that are unhealthy for you, but it does mean that you are deeply in acceptance of what is, and that true love is not at all what we think it is. It's everything. It's inclusive of everything. In fact, when I first had the experience of kind of opening my eye in a deeper way, I sort of had the gift of being shown more about what the nature of real unconditional love is. And the thing that it showed me was, and I say it, and I know I shouldn't say it, because what I know is that it's me. But what I saw was, it was like a net. It looked like a net, like one of those pictures of like netting with nodes in it, and it kind of went in all the different directions. And what it showed me was inside of it was, and I don't know, I'm not gonna be able to really describe this accurately, because it would take a lot to do that, but it showed me, and you can look into that if you're interested in it. And what it showed me was, it showed me that scene with Krishna and Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita, where he has to kill his family, and that was a part of it, and another part of it was this. At the time, I was doing some chanting to this picture called the Gohanzen, which is a really interesting thing to look at while you're chanting. It's it's like I don't even know exactly what it is, but it's like if you're interested, go ahead and look it up. And it looks like chaos. It must be Japanese writing or something. And there's like a bigger piece in the front, and then the back is just it looks like chaos. And it's what they chant to in this particular sect. So it showed me that. It showed me that scene from the Bhagavad Gita. And the last thing that it showed me was the end scene in this movie Suspiria. And it's actually pretty wild. This movie is pretty wild. And it was this scene, and I guess it was these archetypal energies that were kind of playing out through this whole movie. And in the end scene of the movie, it was this dance. It was a dance that everybody had been practicing for and preparing for all throughout this movie. And the dance is just blood and destruction. And but everybody was just willing participants in the dance, and there was no pain. It was just that, it was just nature. It was just acceptance. It was just everybody playing their part in the dance. And the last piece of what it showed me was this expression, this quote by Alan Watts, which is, it's as though we are the dancers, only there is no we, just the dancing. And that was like the last piece of that wild puzzle that it gave me about the nature of reality and unconditional love. And I'm still years later trying to process this piece of information, but it changed my life. It made me understand things in a very different way than I'll ever be able to understand them again. Have some compassion, because life is beautiful. All parts of it are beautiful. And if we can just find ways to love and respect each other's paths, we'll be better for it. We'll all be better for it.